Hi guys, how are you? Welcome, YogaFit Energy to you all. Second part of some English lessons that I would love to record to some of my peeps who ask me, overseas friends. So here am I, and today I am going to create for you all a sequence of some very energizing, but also at some point calming and balancing, regulating our both stability and flexibility, but also emotions related to hips, thighs, and pelvic girdle. They're very important base, and I would say even a structure that is the source of our mobility for every human, connected to the second chakra and some nerve bundles, Shvathishthana. Shvathishthana that simply moves moving. And it is actually related to the element water. Water that causes that everything is in life is literally more juicy, and how that can also implement and be expressed and also felt in our body. Water that feels as fluid, that is actually that movement and that also lightness and fluidity that our body among especially hips and thighs is created and meant to experience every day. Therefore, I think that Shvathishthana has a huge impact on our also not emotional being, but overall functionality as humans. It is connected actually to also a sense of our vital needs, desires, and wants. And those nerve bundles around chakra number two, they connect to our emotional intelligence. They directly also influence our healthy boundaries that we establish in our lives, as well as ability to connect with others through nurturing essence, alike with oneself. They also, those nerve bundles and energetic field that we create through chakra number two, they also give us ability to set changes and follow through new changes, accepting them in our lives. That passion, that fire that creates our call, our mission in life, also directly is linked to chakra number two. So here I am to you all. I hope this little intro has inspired you as far as the power influence of the hips on our well-being, our behavior, and also our, I think, effectiveness and productivity in life as far as functionality of our temple that is the body. And let us start. Having said this, I would like to start today in a standing position that is Tadasana, our mountain posture basic with our hips and feet hip width apart distance, allowing to feel the connection through the stable base of our right and left foot. And let's start with the hands waving sideways, coming into the side rotation, opening gently from the heart as we twist waist area and keep the hips stuck, stable, feeling that inner tight and our sit bones are squeezing tightly the energy of the second chakra, not allowing our hips to sideways move. So we are building up the format of the square shape. Very important base for our hips stability. And we are breathing through, of course. Perfect. 10 times right and the left side. And then let's connect with additional tool, our yoga block, holding into our inner thighs so we can activate and also tighten our adductors, strengthening the chakra number two, finding our breath, keeping our core chakra Manipura, engaging our arms as we float the arms, inhaling. And on exertion, driving our palms close to the heart, Unjali. Inhaling, rising our heels, squeezing the block, and extending, moving a little bit more dynamically into the chair, squeezing the block on exertion. And following our breath, rising, keeping the block firming and tightening our inner thighs. And on exertion again, through our nostrils, breathing into our hips, connecting more so as we center the body weight evenly on the right and the left foot, and connect deeper through our Mula Bandha, our natural blockage that we create in order to find that sense of neutral back and stable center of our powerhouse. And let's follow through our Ujjayi breath, couple more. And next one, inhaling and exhale. Perfect. We have warmed up the inner thighs, some abductors, adductors, and it's flow of the left hand and left foot rising as we inhale, opposite arm. Perfect. And on exertion, moving with the left ankle and left knee, binding through the right hand as well, connecting left knee and the right in the center, close to each other. 3 breaths. This is enough for the beginning as we promote the gentle stretch of the left thigh. Perfect. And let's change the side. Inhaling as we shift the opposite foot upward and arm. And as we exhale, binding the right hand and the right ankle and connecting also second hand in order to hold the balance, unilateral Tadasana, opening the right side. Breathing through, inhaling, stretching as we lift both arms and the left foot. Now extending, holding both arms on the left shin, connecting our Tadabandha. 3 breaths. Shifting our pranayama, control prana into our hips, especially left. And then binding again, left arm, left ankle, and maybe moving slightly upward with the right hand, connecting through this opposite crossed technique of the opposite upper limb and lower, creating that sense of better balance and stability. Great. And let's change the side. Back on our inhalation, lifting our foot, and as we exhale, holding the shin, connecting to the center, keeping our belly tight, rising from the crown of the head, activating our Padabandha, breathing through our hips. Breath is nostril, diaphragmatic. Beautiful. And let's change our also as on the other side, energy coming back into our binded unilateral balance Tadasana, stretching from the right left hand and breathing naturally as we experience that change with the warmth as if the water, nurturing and refreshing, was opening our front side of the thighs, heart, and chest. Perfect. And moving along with the breath, rising both arms, and then staying with your both feet grounded. On exertion, back into the heart. Beautiful. Let's come into the short edge of the mat. We are going to move with the standing crescent lunge, alternatively moving with the left foot first, coming with the flow as we inhale, back stepping with the left foot, and on exertion, opening from the heart and stretching the left thigh, moving back into the center, rising both arms, and on exertion, left ankle joint is lifted up as we come into the balance sequence of pigeon. Left knee rotated on the sides. Back inhale, shifting both feet and arms. And stretch as we exhale. Sequence of our Uttanasana is our chair. Back inhale, stepping up upward with the both arms. And extending to the heart. And moving this time with the right foot, shifting our energy into the left heel. Finding that stable control through our center and on exertion. Connecting and firming out our base of the center powerhouse. Breathing through. Stepping back into the mat, lifting our palms. In our balance pigeon, rising that right ankle, shifting sideways knee, and slowly connecting into 4 seconds of breath. Balance option, opening the right hip, inhaling, exhaling into the chair, strengthening our hips and thighs, feeling that evenly distributed weight on the right and the left foot. Back inhaling and extending to the center. Moving with the left foot, opening our heart. And stretching maybe gently or maybe more vigorously, heating up that sensation from the left thigh. We are going to add on, rising right hand as the left, set up the base for us for twisted crescent lunge. 2 breaths. Perfect. Moving forward with the left foot and both arms upward. And one more time, setting our root on the right foot. As we rotate the left ankle, left knee. 2 breaths. We are adding one more breath. Lengthening from the lower back as we engage from our Mula Bandha. Belly button, pulling in, rising as we open and on exertion, finding that synchronization with refreshing prana, moving us and shifting one breath and one step at a time, coming back as we breathe, as we breathe in and exhale, with a deeper sense of change of the temperature around our center, stepping back right, and then on our exertion, maybe a little bit more dynamic stretch as we lift energy from the waist, holding our hips tight. Left knee is active root, right heel is also giving us permission to hold us stable, and then our flow sequencing is on the other side, twisting into the left. Some stepping forward, back foot as we rise. And on extension, rooting from the left. And then rising, lengthening, and finding 2 breaths with our awareness, gently and slowly, with no expectations, no judgment, breathing and being present in this moment here and now, moving along with the breath. On exertion, back into our stable, strengthening, stabilizing chair position. Back inhale, and on exertion. So I would suggest you guys move at least 6 up to 8 times each side with the side twist as well. We're going to move on. I would like you to take a breath in as we move with the sequence of our chaturanga. And on exertion, one dive with the heart leading us through a depth of that forward stretch. Just perfect and right for us today. Inhaling from the center as we firm up the abs, exhaling gently into this torsion and waves as we take a deep sip of the water, stepping back, left foot. On exertion, driving that right. 3 breaths as we connect with our center, promoting more in-depth that connection through the hips, sit bones lengthening from the lower back and maybe shifting slightly forehead and heels closer down to the Mother Earth. Perfect. In our sequence, full series or maybe modified, leading us from the breath. And exhaling along with the Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rising right foot upward, looking forward, inhale, centering hips, remembering about active Padabandha, energy from the foot. And exhale, relax. Switching sides, right foot is our root, lifting from the left, looking forward, active abs. And on exertion, shifting back energy down to that gravity, rising back into the elevated three-legged dog as we keep controlling our center from the arms, tight hips, right ankle directly with toes toward the short edge of the mat. And then stepping forward, lifting from the left heel, opening from the heart, and moving with our crescent lunge. Back the sequence, left arm and the right, coming over to the left side, connecting right elbow and right knee as we keep tight energy from the Ujjayi Bandha, which is energy coming directly through the engagement of our inner thighs. That is also linked to our second chakra, Svadhisthaya. Couple more breaths, finding that opening from the left side as we actively engage and work from the left hip and the right. Awesome. Shifting left knee downward as we filter then next both arms into the mat on the forearms, or if you would, I would love you to also do modification just as you honor your body and feel there also connection able for you to establish with the forearms on the 1, 2 blocks. So just much more safely for you, okay? So it's all about safety and then of course our ability to move through every asana and effectiveness according to our condition and that's what our body can and need. So a couple breaths as we set up our forearms either on 1, both, or on the flat mat, breathing to the inner thighs and lifting our chin, relaxing from the back, our scapula, firming up our right foot with the knee close to our center. Nice. And then left arm stays on the mat or maybe on the block. Right foot stays on the edge, lifting from the inner edge of the right, and then opening from the right arm upward, engaging all the way through with the breath, feeling that navel belly button that shifts our awareness with the gentle flow, but awakening and invigorating for the diaphragmatic breath, controlling our body and our senses, allowing us to also control the asana. Nice. And then drawing back our right and the left arm as we then lift up the left knee, coming into the rotated three-legged dog, bending from the right knee and coming into the left heel, setting that weight, making our shift with the right knee away from the left heel. 3 breaths as we look underneath with the side rotation, that right armpit. Nice. And then afterwards, downward dog. And let's go back to our series Namaskara A. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's draw our left foot upward. Three-legged dog, staying for the whole circle of breath, firming up our hips, keeping our awareness in a work that right heel establishes and also our pelvic girdle in a square shape. This is very important. And then shifting the left foot forward, finding our center of the body weight, synchronizing on the right and the left hip, opening back as we exhale into the crescent lunge with the lightness, but also aware work. Coming into the right hand, finding side rotation with the twist, couple breaths. Maybe if someone doesn't feel so, we can always rest, listen to the body. Maybe we got tired, so here you are. And then turning our right and the left hand over to the right, left elbow and left arm is connected with the left knee, letting that Ujjayi Bandha establish again the right centeredness as well as stability through our stable posture, holding isometry, tight muscle with the dynamic tension as we feel and breathe in the moment, being present fully and engaged with no expectations. Bravo. And then drawing our right knee downward, relaxing our chin. And my suggestion, as before, anyone who needs 1, 2 blocks, or maybe none, shifting our forearms down to the ground as we keep a little bit more active stretch, releasing anything that might now shift through our pelvic girdle, the tightness or any extra work that we want to establish through protection of our hips. That's the area that also engage as we protect in our daily life, holding the negative emotion of anxiety, fear, jealousy, hatred. We are all holding that through the psoas muscles. They are connecting us into the thighs. Perfect. And then letting the left foot shifting over to the left edge of our mat, staying connected and firmed on the right forearm. Remember, you can keep it over the one block so you can be lifted higher and do the modified version. As we rise the inner edge of the left foot on exertion, rotating and twisting over to the left side as we open the space and work through the plasticity of the left adductor, breathing abdominal, mindful breath that holds our body stable, at peace, calm, strengthening organically through our prana. 6 up to 8 breaths, and then shifting our palms back into the center as our hands and the right foot set a pace to lift the knee and side rotate left lower extremity into the three-legged dog with the side rotation, holding our breath, keeping our hips tight, centered, and exhale, downward facing dog, relaxing our crown of the head. We can shake for no, nodding for yes, breathing 3 breaths. Beautiful. And one more time, our sequence. If you need so, please drop your knees. And exhale. Rising back, our right foot, shifting into the three-legged dog. Exhale. And stepping forward, moving with the stable base for warrior one. Virabhadrasana Eka. Heel first right and the back left. Set our right straight line. And then exhaling, moving with the arms away from the gravity. 2 breaths. I will change my positioning of the foot so you can see me all. I don't like to show my back. And then after warrior one, strong and powerful sequence of warrior two, Virabhadrasana, meaning that stable base and the source of our strength through our pelvic girdle. Nice. And then as we shift the body weight to the left heel, lengthening and stretching as we straighten the front knee, and side rotated movement through our Trikonasana, our side opening posture, triangle pose. Hands can be on a floor on the block as you feel your body can establish a right, proper side rotation and hold the back straight as if we were leaning against the imaginary wall. Nice. And then, of course, breath will lead you through. Lastly, in our sequence, shifting left hand forward, letting your left foot rotate as we establish, again, a base through square hips in order to rotate out to the right. 3 breaths, moving, fluctuating, and refreshing, invigorating through the abdominal twist. And then setting the left knee on the floor. Some of you might need to establish connection that knee on the block. I will show you. And then finding the bind from the right hand as we stretch and lengthen from the shin, energy, and open from the heart sideways, rotating also that back arm. And each breath, let us be maybe gentle, feeling the more dynamic stretch from the left, tight, connecting maybe that heel with each breath into the progress sensation and needed also productive stretch from that left thigh. And let's come back into the hands, setting that pace as we shift back into the movement on three-legged dog with the heart open sideways, breathing and connecting. 3 breaths. Nice. And downward facing dog again. We can draw our head. Couple breaths, deepening with the set, stable base, touching the block. Some of you may need to establish block higher or maybe without the block. 3 breaths. Chaturanga series back into our flow. Nice. And let's draw the left foot upward as we firm up the base over to the right. Full breath. And then establishing base through our heels, straight line, shifting our energy upward from the waist up, but centering and firming at base from the feet down to the gravity. And again, I need to turn over so you can see the asana with the full expression from my front. And couple breaths as we feel our body change, finding emotion change through our stable asana that comes us more ease and allow us to focus and feel more. Nice. Virabrata Samadhi, and then change through our also triangle, making our way to the body weight into the back here, remembering about our option to hold the arm on yoga block as we find that burst of energy opening us upward from the heart and arms and holding the back with the flat neutral position as if we wanted to lean against an imaginary wall. Very good. And let's draw the right hand on the floor or maybe on the block. Why not? I will do for some of you. Centering the hips as we square shape them. And then rising left palm up. Within our twist. Breathing through. Connecting with the pelvic girdle. Strength, stability, but also more so even length. Nice. And then drawing right knee down to the floor, relaxing, or as I did suggested, kneecap on the block, softer kind of block, and then moving through the range of motion right for us, holding first connection with that ankle as we engage our arms and make our right hip shift downward to the gravity slowly with each breath, finding more so space and progress that is right for us, never against us. So we work with the breath that is more inviting, warming up, and fruitful than maybe creating some sort of that pain, hurt, or maybe discomfort. Nice. Up to 8 breaths, and then coming back with the hands onto the floor, stable ground as we take next side rotation, opening from the hips and stabilizing from the back. 3 breaths. Nice. And let's come back into the floor, downward facing dog. Our sun salute, back into the series. Stepping forward, inhale. Exhale, moving with the left foot. Softening from the knees, shifting our grounding weight into the feet. And exhaling to the chair. Nice. We are going to flow with the version that is more in advance, connecting both balance pigeon with forward fold, with option to some of you assisting with the block. All right? Okay. I know it's not going to be the most easy asana, but this is a little bit more rigorous structure of the flow. But I do believe we can always modify it. So let's start with the right foot as our base, firming up from the heel and toes, and then side rotating left knee, connecting ankle joint above our right kneecap. Centering body weight on the right as we effectively also connect the hands within our Ujjayi mudra. And with the breath, feeling more so space, allowing hips to sink down as we allow it on the other side, elongate the back and moving arms forward. Sequence for some of you, we are staying here or moving with the palms onto the block, higher or lower pace, lower level, or maybe even to the ground. Engaging from the abdominals as we keep controlling the shift and movement, allowing us to rise the hips upward and straighten the right knee, moving gently with the head as the breath shift naturally body weight downward. And then stretching our right lower extremity, but also opening our left hip. And next breath. Perfect. And let's find our base for both feet grounding on the floor. We're going to take a break before we get into the second side. Holding our chair asana with the block between our inner thighs, strengthening our muscles, abductors. The higher we raise our palms, the more load and work we establish on the lumbar spine. So keep tightening the abs and creating more space from the lower back as we tackle our hips forward, tilt pelvic girdle, and breathe in and out. And have some fun. Last breath. Very nice. And let's disconnect with our block, finding on the left foot, this time our firm Muladhara, the base of the first chakra, rising right foot upward, and then rotating outwardly knee as we bend from the left, connecting slowly yet consciously both arms into Ujjayi hands and taking approach with the breath that we feel nourish our bodies, and just as the water flows, give us more fluidity, length, cleans us, but also empower us. with each deeper, intentional diaphragmatic breath. And then transition with the block or without. Option, of course, like before. Couple different options to each of you. And then letting your unified forward fold with pigeon be our one of the most vigorous but also challenging asana for this class today. This winning breath, allowing to find the changes, accepting them in our body's mind, the warmth, sensation, but also the sense of our control and strength through the pelvic girdle, hips, and more so even the length that we add for the right outer thigh. Nice. And then coming into the floor, setting the feet apart into Malasana, the wide-legged squat. Option to some of you to set your hips on the block. This is our modified series. If you do practice Malasana traditional without the block, of course, honor your choice. And let's set our very important connection with the palms, Unjani hands, with the elbows between our inner thighs, underneath the knees, letting to connect our also awareness through control of the pelvic girdle, and on the other side, on the other direction, through our upper back and crown of the head. Lifting up from the crown of the head so that our back can naturally become a straight neutral line that feels more grounding and effectively also opening. Through our centered weight evenly on the right and the left foot. Through our center also gentle stretch that we feel between our hips in inner thighs and opening from the chest, firming up our shoulder blades and scaps. And last breath. Nice. Let's come into the mat, ready to draw next as the very last sequence for all of us. A seated straddle split, performing our sedentary, very stable posture and asana. Option with your knees soft, bending gently, straightening them as we already practice yoga. With modification, assisting us with block in our hands or even both blocks. Who has got those two? We are going to help, they will help us a lot. So let's start with the centered body with pelvic girdle, firmly holding our weight and feeling that connection into the surface of the mat as we start to slide the blocks away from the center. And with each breath, as we inhale from the diaphragm, slowly and gently connecting our abdomen first, lengthening lower back, and moving with that journey controlled by our back, which is all the way through very neutral. Remember that our back in yoga is our very base and construction that keeps the pace and rhythm, and also set actually our experience on the mat once it's utilized in a neutral position with no rush, no compression, but through the breath. Option to open up those inner thighs with both palms holding inside our legs and slowly breathing and drawing in a wide depth of our asana, also our chest, heart. Nice. I believe we did get to experience our seated straddle for 10 breaths. So let's draw our lower extremities onto the floor and then setting our posture on the supine position, bending the knees. And one deep breath, knees to chest, asana. At the very end, I would love to also establish very needed posture, more regenerative to our hips, but also very calming, relaxing, our happy baby, or also called a dead bug asana. Rotating our knees, connecting our arms either on ankle joints, our calves, or maybe in our toes and feet soles, and feeling the warmth as our full back from the head to the neck, upper and lower back, and our coccyx, hips sink down to the gravity, fully establishing connection, stable base with the floor, down to the Mother Earth. Nice. And let's come back with our knees, one more breath, close to the chest. And as we rotate into one direction, moving sideways. And pulling eventually from the upper arm as we rise up. And center our body in a very last asana, Sukhasana, or maybe a Vishnu stretch. Also very nice sequence, our posture that brings additionally gentle length to our thighs. Centering hips, pelvic girdle on the block, and let's draw our head sideways into one direction as we touch from the palms mat, and then drawing sideways another side. Eventually, let's take a deep breath, rising our palms. And with the gratitude, accepting the changes, new lightness, new nourishment, stability, strength, and opening in our body, heart, emotions, and mind. Thank you all for joining me today in this sequence. I do hope that your emotional intelligence was leading you among all the asanas today, and also was allowing you to feel a new experience, new somatic intelligence in this sequence related to the second chakra that is regulating our also emotions among our hips. Emotions that I call heavy emotions, such as fear, anxiety, jealousy, which I also mentioned in the beginning of the class. So I feel that it is so important for all of us yogis to definitely share that asanas, our physical postures, are not only about physical benefits, our more so strength or ability to come into a deeper asana, but also to regulate our emotions and get rid of them in a very effective way, as it feels so much more better for us to relate in a calm and more also abundant source of our being, that center of us, which is our powerhouse, every day allowed us to feel. I wish you all of that. Namaste.